this is Sigrid from Your Best Life Starts Now. Today we talk about how to live your purpose, find fulfillment and reclaim your joy. Welcome to all people watching and listening. I'm proud to present to you the amazing AnYes van Rhijn. Welcome, AnYes.
Thank you for having me, Sigrid. It's a pleasure.
Can you start by introducing yourself?
Yes, of course. I should know who I am, I think.
Yeah.
So, yes, I am a holistic business mentor to female entrepreneurs who want to reach their full potential in life and in business. My business is called Success on Your Own Terms, and it does what it says on the tin. It's about being successful, whatever that means to you, but on your own terms, so therefore not at any cost. And that's what I help women do.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about on your own terms?
A lot of women tend to believe when they start their own business that there are, or at least they're being told, there are all those techniques, strategies, etc., all the things that they should be doing, where in reality you have to implement whatever it is you want to implement, but that works for you. And for me, so if you prefer, if a client comes to me with the objective of I want to make a 6 or 7 figure business, for instance, I'm simply not interested, because for me, it's not about money as an end, it's about money as a mean to something. So I start to let you find what that something is, the end result that you want, and then we look at how you can actually make it work for you by being authentic, by being true to who you are and what is important to you.
Yeah, so do you have because this sounds like the first step when you work with women. Is this the first step? And can you tell a little bit more about the steps you take women through?
Well, as a matter of fact, there are in essence 4 stages, although I can work separately on each of them if someone wants to. Yeah. But the 4 stages are, the very first one is clarity. Clarity about who you are and what's important to you. So, that's everything around having a vision, knowing what your why is, why you do what you do. It's about identifying your values, your needs, your boundaries. So everything that's foundational is what we start with. Then it's the whole part around mindset, I would say, confidence. So what is the type of language that you use? Do you take charge of your life, or are you more the victim mode? What are your limiting beliefs and how do they stop you? What are the roadblocks, etc.? From there, we can then start looking into what it is that you want to create as a business, or maybe reassess an existing business in a way that is in alignment with all of that. And then we look at how we can make that a successful brand. One of the areas of expertise that I have is I'm a personal branding strategist as well. So we turn your passion, even if you may not yet know what a passion is, but I will help you find it. We turn that passion into a business, but into a visible brand. And then the last phase is that it's very easy to recreate the rat race and get completely, absorbed by your business. And the idea is that you no longer work in your business, but that you work on your business. And that's everything around personal effectiveness, productivity, time management, decision-making processes, systems, tools, etc. So it's a very complete process. And I look at it from the angle of there are, in essence, 4 phases in the life of a woman who wants to go that route. First, she needs to break her own self-imposed glass ceiling. Then she needs to turn that passion into a business. Then she needs to turn that business into a visible brand. And then she needs to make sure that she works on her business and not in the business. Yeah. So it can be a whole process in one go. Or it can be simply different phases that you're going through.
Yeah, and I like you were talking about what if you don't know what your passion is? What kind of questions would you ask, or do you have a process, or what do you use for women to get more clarity on this?
Well, I work a lot with intuition. This is typically the type of steps where you should not go into your head. This is not about analyzing, because the answers you will get aren't a good one. If I look back at what I did many, many years ago, going through an analytical process, yes, I'm excellent at systems, tools, getting organized, etc. Is that what I love doing? No, absolutely not. So it wouldn't work. It's a part of the process I'm going through, but that's all. So it's all about intuition. What are the first words that come into your mind? And you know, drop them on a paper, try to put together a phrase with that, and I'm then testing that it actually is working for you. If you are reading a statement that corresponds to what your big why is, for instance, when I look at you, when I'm reading it to you, your whole face will start shining, etc. Yeah. If you don't move and are frowning or whatever, something obviously isn't there. Yeah, does that make sense?
It does make sense. Actually, what you say is kind of clear. That's what I experienced as well. You actually kind of know it, have always been knowing it, but then you need to allow it to come out and to like speak up basically, and come forward with what it is you really want.
Maybe to clarify what you just said about you've always known it, you may always have known it without knowing that you knew it.
Yeah, see, that's
because otherwise the listeners may think that actually they know it, and then oh no, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, true. And if you think about fulfillment, where do you put it in your? Where does it come in for women? Because I think a lot of women are, like you talk about the rat race, they're doing their family, their business or whatever, and they feel stuck in the rat race. And I think maybe fulfillment is a part where women are looking for, feeling fulfilled. What do you think about that?
Well, it's complete part of what I do. Without it, what I do wouldn't be existing, or at least not via me.
No.
It's the women I work with are women that, you know, have that nagging feeling there must be more to life.
Yeah.
So they may not yet have identified what it is, as we just discussed, but they know intuitively, they feel that they want more than that. So it's all about finding your purpose and what's important to you. That's why these are the very first steps, because they really truly are foundational. And from there you can then have a whole series of tools that I can provide you with that are more rational, interestingly enough, that will make sure that you're constantly aligned with that. So for me, it's all about authenticity, being true to yourself, and having the capacity to look inside as opposed to look outside for excuses, others, circumstances, etc. It's that capacity,
And I'm just wondering, because when I'm listening to you, it seems you have it all really into place. And I just wonder, like, has it always been for you like this? You knew how to live your purpose, have the fulfillment, or did you make a shift?
No, of course not. Absolutely not. In personal development, we keep saying that we are in fact peeling an onion, and that's exactly it. So many years ago, I was probably around 40. I had that nagging feeling. I was in the corporate world, very successful, had that nagging feeling there must be more to life. I was living back then in France. Coaching was in its infancy compared to in more Anglo-Saxon type of worlds. And it took me many, many years to find out what it is that I wanted. So then I moved into being trained into coaching. And then I started a business as an executive coach. And so in all those phases, there are processes you go through. So you have that impression, I got rid of this, or I got rid of that. And then many years later, it can be that far, all of a sudden, ooh, there it is again. But you peel deeper. Yeah. And so ultimately, I was an executive coach in, leadership development, change management, etc., working with the corporate world, mainly men, did that for 8 years, and something still wasn't right. And so I had some personal circumstances that forced me to completely start my life from scratch again. And that was for me not talking about not reacting as a victim. I saw it as an opportunity to reconsider all my choices in life and business. So from a business perspective, I admitted, I stopped making excuses, that I've never enjoyed working with the corporate world, and that I love working with women, and I love working with entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So from there, I took the decision, a very scary one, because at that time, I had absolutely no income and no savings left. I decided to stop working with the corporate world and to focus on women entrepreneurs only. And it was very scary, but it was my best decision ever. It felt so incredibly good, and I felt so light all of a sudden, you know. So
liberating.
Liberating is exactly the right term. So you know, you move into phases. All of that is a process. You don't wake up one day and overnight you have it. And it's you know what? It's a lifetime process until the very end.
But you take, like, it's a circular process, and you come back and you decide you maybe will change your vision, grow it, expand it, and then you do it.
I think that fundamentally, the vision, we may not necessarily know how to express it very clearly at the beginning, but fundamentally the essence of it, once we've identified it, the essence of it is there. And I mean, I'm very clear about what that is for me. I'm on a mission to help women reach their full potential in life and business. The why I do that is because I believe that in doing so, women then can become role models for other women to do the same. And then my very, very big why is that I believe that that is how women will help shape a better world. So I'm very clear about that. Is that something that I've always known how to say? No, of course not. But the thing was there.
Yeah, you knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but you do different things, I think. You do the business, and you do your shows, and is it all around this thing?
I based on that, so here it's the personal branding strategist that's answering.
Yes.
Because a lot of women are passionate about multiple things, and then they think, oh, I have to choose, and that's terrible, I can't. The key is to find the overarching theme, because it's very rare that these things that you love doing, that they're completely unrelated. So in my case, it's all about helping women reach their full potential. That's the overarching theme. So how I do that, I wear 3 hats. My own business, as a business mentor, but with a very holistic approach. So we look at all areas of who you are, your life, etc., so that we can build that lifestyle business that you want for yourself. And then I'm also the owner of the Athena network, which is a female business network in the UK, and I own a whole region, central London. I am working with, I have 6 groups currently and 80 women, and still growing. My objective there is to help my members grow as a person and as a business. And then there is my show, Woman Who Makes Things Happen. And that is a show where I'm interviewing women who succeeded in going after their dreams and or in reinvent themselves, as I did. And the objective is, again, to inspire other women to do the same, because a lot of women are just afraid, and that's normal, because fear is part of life.
Yeah, and because you've been interviewing all these successful people and women, and I'm just curious, what is the common theme, or what are the things they actually all are saying, what helps them, or what works, or what they went through? So is there similar things in this?
I would say that, so I've interviewed, I think the last episode was episode 107 or 8.
Yeah.
And so most of the time, the starting point has been a challenge in life. So it can be health, it can be a divorce, it can be a death, it can be some things are really terrible. It can be a toxic relationship, it can be any kind. And usually then they are in a place, like very often is the case for women, where they believe that they're the only one experiencing something like that, which is why I find it so important to share the stories, because no, you are not. Life does stand in the way for everyone. And then have that feeling that, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I will never step up again. And then somehow there is something in that story that suddenly creates a shift. Quite often it's the support that they can get around them by telling their story and then suddenly discovering that there is help out there. Yeah. So it is absolutely okay to say, I don't know, it's absolutely okay to say, I need help, etc., which I did as well when I was in that situation. And then there is the women, of course, who already know the power of mentoring and coaching, and who then went for help, because it's a very challenging thing when you are in particular in a financial or emotional place where you think that you have no choice. We always have a choice. Mm-hmm. To think that you cannot pay to get help. It's a matter of choice. There is always a possibility. What is it that you want to focus on? When I arrived homeless in the UK, I knew that I needed help, mentoring help. I knew that I couldn't afford one-on-one coaching. As a coach, I obviously know that coaches need coaches, but I wanted to join a mastermind group because I knew that it was important for me, that it would help my process of getting up again, mm-hmm. and that it would accelerate that. All I had left in terms of jewels was these pearls and a set of emeralds, earrings and a hanger. And I sold my emeralds to join the mastermind, where in daily life I needed money for food. That extreme, yeah. But I understood the power of investing in yourself, and it's just amazing how quickly it took me less than 6 months to be where I am today.
Yeah.
At least the starting points of it, of course.
Yeah. But what you say is like you always have a choice, and if you reach out, I think what you say is so true. If you get a mentor or a coach or a mastermind, it just speeds up your process immensely. And you can watch like YouTube, you can watch all the free stuff. I've done that myself. Like
we all did it.
Years.
We all do it.
The coach, I got immediate change. Like it just goes so quick, because I think there's something about making it's not about the money, it's about your own decision that you will invest in yourself, which starts the process actually. I think that's
Sigrid, it leads us back to what I was saying about limiting beliefs.
Yes.
One of my areas of expertise is also I'm a money mindset coach, and money is never about money.
No.
It's about self-worth and desirability. And a lot of women, mostly, of course, at a subconscious level, don't think they deserve spending money on themselves. And that makes it extremely complicated. Money is never about money.
No, I love this. It is. It's so true. So when people are watching and listening and thinking this is about me, invest in yourself. Make the choice. See what's underneath and just break through. What you said about the glass ceiling, these are all things to break through, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of women are talking about the glass ceiling, but they talk about the glass ceiling that's being imposed by others. But the very first one to break is your own, the one that you've created yourself.
That's probably the most big one, the biggest one of all, I guess.
Yeah, well, I personally believe that if you break that one, you can actually break the second one.
So you also have a free gift, I believe. For the tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I do, of course, a discovery consultation. I think it's really important that both you and I actually want to work together. So you can imagine that given what I've described, I don't work full-time on my own business because of all the rest. So I do choose the people that I want to work with, the same way that you need to choose me as a coach. You may not like my style at all. So I do give that free discovery consultation, and I also have, if you email me, a self-assessment, a whole series of questions in all areas of your life, where you can then evaluate where you're at, so that it gives you a very good understanding of what are the areas that you actually need to be working on. And that's really about everything. It's the underlying system under my framework. So it's everything about your clarity, your confidence, your relationships, your money beliefs, your clarity around who your ideal client is, etc., etc. The systems and the tools that you already have into place, etc. Yeah. So it's called Are You Business Ready?
Thank you so much. Thank you for all people watching and listening, and thank you, AnYes.
You're very welcome, Sigrid. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.